Dwelling on mistakes will paralyze you, and it comes with you understanding that there are no shortcuts where money is concerned. Face your money reality. Don't hide from it. Hello, Makamba family. Welcome back to the Unfiltered Conversations. It's so good to have you here. I'm so thrilled that you all made time to join again today. Today, we are jumping into a topic that touches everyone. Everyone. But we rarely talk about this honestly. And today, let's see how we can do a bit of justice to this. Who wants to guess what the topic is? Let me save you the stress. Money. Money. Today, we are going to be talking about money, moves, and mistakes. Yes, money, moves, and mistakes. It can feel quite complex sometimes and intimidating, but today, we're pulling back the curtain. Pulling back the curtain on money issues, the moves made, and mistakes that could have ruined a lot of us, but mistakes that a lot of us have learned from and are going to do justice to it. I remain your host, Enobong Ezekiel, and I'd like us to delve into this matter. I'll start by, sharing my unfiltered journey about money. Discussions about money can be quite personal, very personal to me, because I have had a journey of earning it. I've had the journey of losing it. Yes, it happens. And I've also had the journey of investing. And most importantly, I've had the journey of bouncing back from those financial lessons no one truly prepares you for. Think of it as a peek preview into my financial life. And I'm going to be sharing some nuggets of how, I was able to bounce back from some very, very bad money decisions that I have made over a period of time. So whether you're building a business or you're managing a household budget, housewives, can I see you, housewives? Yes. Whether you're managing a household budget or you're just trying to navigate your finances, get ready for real talk and practical germs. My hope is that you will feel less alone and more empowered on your own money journey when we go through some of the nuggets that I have to share with you. First, let me rewind to my younger days. Yes, those younger days again. Because as they say, with age comes wisdom. So yes, my younger days. Let me rewind to my younger days. What did money mean to me? In my younger days, and for a very long time, money meant security. Money meant success. So when I was a young banker, for instance, there was nothing as important as just having the money to invest in those, corporate wares and suits and stiletto shoes and carry the designer bags and look all very successful. Maybe I had a scarcity mindset. It's possible. Or maybe I just wanted to just spend it as I got it. But I remember that in my younger days, money for me was security. I could afford what I wanted to afford, and I could do with money what I wanted to do with money at the time. And I didn't owe anyone any explanations, and no one needed to police me or get data about it. However, money was also some sort of destroyer in terms of when I began to lose it on a really large scale. Money again also was some sort of independence for me. There was this rush of independence. That feeling when it's that time of the month and, finance does what finance needs to do. And all you hear is the gling-gling, the bling-bling, you can't wait. And then money comes and then you suddenly remember that you have a long list of debts to pay. So when the money comes, there's the rush of independence that you have, but suddenly you find out that you're back to zero. I looked at money then as a filtered approach. It didn't serve me very well growing, in my younger days. How do we truly learn from these mistakes? What were my toughest mistakes, the losing moments, I would like to call it, those losing moments. What were my biggest financial stumbles that happened to me at the time, which I do not want to really see as setbacks, but as impactful teachers, because today, obviously, I'm wiser. If you're not wiser at this time, I mean, come on. I recall a business investment that I did. It's so fresh. And this is about 20 years ago. It looked absolutely brilliant on paper. It was fantastic. And I wanted to live the filtered life, as you may see. Because everyone was doing it, I thought, you don't do it, then you are considered to be the one spoiling the show. So I rushed into it, I didn't do enough due diligence. I ignored whatever the red flags were, And of course, it came crashing down. And trust me, if I was to take the value of that amount that I put in that investment and use it in today's, current economic situation in terms of what the dollar or the pound is saying, I'm not particularly sure I would be sitting down here trying to give you any advice. Maybe I would probably be writing some graffiti somewhere because I would have probably lost my mind. But when it crashed, the emotional impact was crushing. The lesson was huge. It taught me to trust my gut, the power of thorough research, and the absolute need for diversification. Because it was a huge sum of money and because I was earning just salary, I had taken quite a major chunk of, what was meant to be my savings, and I had put into this investment. And so I had learned that you never put all your eggs in one basket, because when it came crashing down, what people would probably call depression today was probably what I experienced then, because it had a huge emotional, toll on me. And that didn't end very well. That wasn't very nice, Then the personal rubble that I also had was the rubble of overspending sometimes. That's why we have this adage here in Nigeria. I don't know if it happens in other countries, but where you hear, cut your coat according to your size. Oh no, as a young, earning some not so bad money way back as a banker especially, I would overspend. I had no budget. I was falling for all the quick fix schemes, put money here, get 2,000 here, put 2,000, get 4,000, put 8,000, get 9,000. I was falling for all the quick fix things. There was that. I was quite vulnerable, very vulnerable, and that taught me, when I experienced all those, heart-wrenching, emotional crushing, it taught me to truly value, the art of discipline, the art of patience, and understanding the risk that comes with money. So true stability, in all this comes with consistency, it comes with informed effort, and it comes with you understanding that there are no shortcuts where money is concerned. There are no shortcuts. The examples I have shared, some of the examples I have shared, they weren't just failures, they were painful lessons. Very painful lessons that no one prepares you for. And frankly, those lessons are more valuable than any textbook. If I was to put today, as a strategist, as an analyst today that I am, if I was to put together the kind of value in terms of money that I lost in all this naughty schemes that I found myself in and the personal rubble of overspending, I guarantee you I probably would have owned estates in different parts of the country and majorly in Lagos. So I'm sitting down here speaking to you from serious experience of how you could lose it if you are not disciplined and, consistent and well-informed about money. After all these hard lessons, my approach to earning money totally changed. I realized that relying on one paycheck, felt risky, number one. And it was time to think bigger and beyond what the traditional was. But yeah, I did think traditional for a long period of time, but I began to diverse my fundings into my salary and other fundings that came in into different ways. I began to ensure that I was diversifying my income streams, which became very key without necessarily quitting my job. I began to leverage on my skills, which one of it is what I'm doing now. I explored consulting, which has now become a full-blown business on its own. I applied my strategic thinking, and I realized that my passion for guiding young professionals, mentoring young professionals, coaching became a service, which led to me building what I now have today as a mentorship program. It showed me that side hustles, you can tap into side hustles with deep passion and they can become real income for you. So the key takeaway here right now is do not put all your eggs in one basket, Have multiple streams of income, very essential for your financial resilience. And then ensure that your options usually have safety nets that you can fall back on. So I'm going to be sharing some practical gems with you. Are you ready? Let's go. Gem 1, identify 1 or 2 skills that you have and brainstorm on how you can potentially monetize those skills outside of your main job. So yes, you might be a hairdresser, you might be making hair, but what other skills do you have outside of that? You could have the skill for details in terms of products and all that. You can diversify and put a bit of more income in that. You could be working in an organization, the corporate world. What skills do you have? You can take that and do something about it. I always told myself that I would want to retire much earlier than age of retirement in Nigeria. I'd always told myself that was going to happen. And so I began to hone my skills and use those skills to make extra income on the side, especially as long as it aligned with my passion. And so I did a lot of that. So from fear to strategy, invest in those skills and use them, to begin to create other streams of income so that your journey begins with the small steps, educate yourself and move from what is intimidation to strategic investments. Because you'd see that instead of quitting whatever it is that you do, this side income can actually help you begin to build an investment habit. And this will take you a long while. Another thing I started to do was I explored the avenue of real estate. I invested in 1 or 2 or 3 real estate opportunities. 1 or 2 of it were somewhat like scams, yes, you would say, but I also learned from the lessons that were there, and I realized that, it was important to pay attention to, like I said initially, doing your due diligence before, you do that. But from others that I invested in, I had massive returns on investment, and it impacted my earning potential and decisions. So the unfiltered truth about investing is not every investment will soar, I've had both. But the real win is in the process of the learning, understanding the calculated risk that you take, and the building a long-term strategy and not just chasing hype. So let's look at gem number 2. When you want to invest, start small. Don't wait for a huge sum. Don't be like me, where you take a huge sum and you just go straight into investing. Educate yourself constantly. Read, listen, ask questions. Don't chase hype. When I say don't chase hype, everybody is doing it doesn't mean you should do it. Because you want to be in a conversation where everyone is talking about it and you don't want to be left out. So you form and you say, oh, you might have money there. Oh, I also have money there. Don't chase hype. Remember, compound interest is your friend. The sooner you start, the more powerful your money can grow. Always remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Recovering from financial setbacks can be deeply mental and emotional journey. There is shame, there is fear. And trust me, I have felt this heavy weight. And getting back on your feet requires a holistic approach. What helped me when I had these issues? A detailed recovery plan, seeking advice from trusted mentors. Then I began to have disciplined budgeting. Every naira had a job. And crucially, celebrating small wins to stay motivated. Perhaps the most important was self-forgiveness. Yes, self-forgiveness. Dwelling on mistakes will paralyze you. You just have to learn and move forward and accept that you made those mistakes. Yes, you did, but it was time to move forward. The power of a positive mind is very, very immense here. You see challenges as temporary setbacks, temporary roadblocks. They are not permanent failures. So my unfiltered truth is that financial journeys have ups and downs. True resilience, that ability to absorb the heat and keep moving, is your absolute superpower. So you need to have a mind shift change from all the experiences. And my top practical germs for your money journey are: 1, face your money reality. Don't hide from it. Know your numbers is the first brave step. Then educate yourself continuously. Financial literacy is superpower. Read, listen, and learn. Build an emergency fund. How many of us have emergency funds? Do we just eat everything that comes? Seed, harvest, all of it. Your safety net is your emergency fund. You can aim for 3 to 6 months. You can have an emergency fund for your expenses. Emergency funds are peace of mind. Then invest in yourself. Very important to invest in yourself. You can, do your skills, your knowledge, your networks. That's your best return. Your greatest asset is you. Redefine success. It's not just about net worth, but financial peace, impact, and freedom. For me, it's about sleeping well. Oh, I sleep well at night now. I do. Making an impact and having choices. Your money story is yours. Own it, learn from it, and continuously shape it. Don't let past mistakes define your future potential. Trust me, you've got this. So here is my call to action. We've covered a lot on money moves and mistakes. I hope my unfiltered journey sparked some thoughts for your own. What's been your biggest money lesson? Connect with us on social media and let me know. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to Makamba, the Unfiltered Conversations, wherever you listen. Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you're tuning in from Lagos or beyond. Your subscription helps build the Makamba community. Also, leave a rating and review. Truly make a difference because we want to help others discover this space. And if you know someone who needs this unfiltered truths about money, please share this episode with them. Word of mouth is how we grow. Next episode, get ready for an incredible guest that will be joining me for more unfiltered insights. Thank you again, as always, from the bottom of my heart, for being here, for leaning into these honest conversations. Your presence means everything. Until next time, keep it real, keep it raw, and stay unfiltered. This is Enobong, your host. You've been listening to Makamba, the Unfiltered Conversations. Money, moves, and mistakes. Thank you.